Hey, everyone. It is still really weird. Going to be to get used to not having the intro. Playing around with some things to see how, I don't know, how we can start things until we figure out something. But what is up, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to Wickin It and Kickin' It, where, we get together and hang out. And man, I really need this stream tonight. But before we get started with anything at all, what we got to do is I got to say cheers to you guys with a little sip of coffee. And we're going to give this a squonk. I broke one of my broken addies back out. It came to my attention that I had been neglecting them. Uh, you know the deal with the broken addies. Pendulum coils, cherry bombs on the inside. I've got the Omeworks squonk loaded up with some of the that Boston cream pie that I've been loving so much. Cheers. Mm. Mm-hmm. Needed that to start off the night. Of course you are. I'm live. Go get yourself a snack and I'll make dinner as soon as I'm done, okay? I'll make pasta. Um yeah. I asked the kid, I don't know, half an hour ago, do you need anything before I start the live? No. Of course he was in the middle of a game or something, so but I hope everybody had an awesome weekend and you're having a better start to your week than I have. We got some things to talk about tonight. Um, I don't know. I'm debating on whether or not to get into shout outs and reading the comments as much as I normally do at the top of the stream, just because we have some things to discuss. But I do want to see at least who's up in the house to start with. We'll see if we can get through things a little quicker than normal. I apologize, but there's some things going on in the world, and it's affecting it's affecting the way that we do business. Furferstrode is the first one in the house. Yo, Furfer, it is great to see you. I hope you're continuing to get better, my friend. Um, a nice little wiki for a long Monday. Yeah, a long Monday. Hasn't been quite as long for me. My Monday was blocked up because I was up until the morning and then I laid down for a while and then woke up to a whole mess. But yes, Wiki is what the doctor ordered tonight. Patrick is here. Second World Scallywag just doesn't like techno. Yeah, you would if you had robot ears. Hell yeah, dude. That's a classic. If you guys can name that movie, drop it in the chat. Yo Yo Coffee Gang, Dalton Beaver, Del Vaves is here, he reckons. What is up? Rough day so far, I feel you. Neil Pitts, Kim C. Good evening, everyone. Kim C, always a pleasure. She be wicking till I'm kicking it. Nice. Stolen time, yo yo, everyone. Brian Enoch says hello. Hungry Hippo. Another cheers to my coffee guy here. It says, good evening, folks. Howdy, Steve-O. Hello, Stolen Time. Tiny TJ, yo, happy Monday, yo. TJ, great to see you, man. Has anyone used any of the new Flavora flavors? The lemon lime soda flavor is nice. You know what? I haven't yet. And I feel terrible that I haven't gotten into them yet. But I have an idea for the lemon lime soda actually. Shout out to my buddy, the great and powerful Oz. He gave me an idea for something that I can use that in. Ronnie Jim says, good evening, all. I assume he's driving home, as per usual. I can just imagine the mustache against mine and a big moment of big boy vape love is a what the heck are you talking about? Only been messing with the new Wonder flavors so far. Yeah, I've been playing with them a lot. We got Mao. Mao, it is great to see you, brother. Jacob, what's up, dude? Jacob is here, I believe, his second week in a row. When we get a chance, we might have to do some wrenchings in a little bit. The new blueberry flavors, Wonder flavors are great. They are. Just got the blueberry cream candied in today, dude. Yeah, I got both of them in a 30 mil. Um, Jeremy M, yo yo, stolen time saying howdy to Mao. Shout out to Mao, man. It's great to see you, brother. Hope you're hanging in there, my friend. We talked for a little bit earlier. I mean, I can relate. I can relate. Situations are different, but the way that we deal with things, like on a mental and emotional level, like I can kind of relate to. And I know a lot of people, uh, you know, probably can. And I was gonna discuss some things mental health wise at the top of the show, and I still may bring some of that stuff up. Grandma's boy, yeah, Furperstrode knows. Furperstrode knows. Uh, Hungry Hippo broke out his nitrous today, put the dual coil cap back on, and threw some .18 duals in there on his Aegis. Two with some Frusion Southern Peach Double Delight. Very cool. Yeah, guys, please feel free to send it. I know a couple of you have already. Send in your hand checks and your desk checks to me either through uh, Facebook DM or Discord DM, and we will get to them in a little while. Hungry Hippo tried making a slush with the new lemon lime, and it didn't come out well at all. I could see that. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know how thin it is, or yeah. The new creams have been I've been having a time with. They're so top notey. I don't have the patience to let them blend. Yeah, you really do need to let them blend and let them steep. They're fantastic though. They're really good building block, like a flavor that you can build a recipe around, something you can use as a nucleus or a nice bridge. They're nice bridge flavors. They make great um, additions or great main notes. Hey, Corporate Jason, we got Kerplop. Just popped a build in the Alexa 6. Filled it with some succulent stellar bake. Let's go. Congratulations again to Kerplop. His second place prize package, the Alexa 6 with some succulents. I hope you, yeah. Sounds like you're enjoying it, man. I love to see that. Since nothing has been tasting correct, I am just on the stubby with Yeti menthol liquid. Okay. Jacob says moving into the new house, setting up the PC right now while I watch on the phone. All right, cool, man. Hope hope you get all moved in and unpacked. Without any issues. I know that can be rough sometimes. Dusty, long time no see, my man. I think it's been a minute since you popped in. It's great to see you. Uh, Happy Wiki LT, Mama Bear in the house. Stolen Time vaping some Playland from Kaz. Oh, nice. You got some Playland in your FDH stuff. Shout out to my boy Kaz. Still doing nice things for people. Uh, they just closed their FDH dock yesterday. He left it open for a couple days. I was tempted to place an order, but I did not. Um, I got so many liquids. It's just like I don't even have places to put them anymore. But maybe next time. Maybe next time. I was tempted because they had the north end. I guess I'll name it Grandma's Boy for 500, Alex. Yeah, Furfur did name it a little bit up. That's what's up. I actually have Grandma's Boy. It's there's like a YouTube channel. I forget what it's called, but it has like a bunch of free movies with ads, and it's got Grandma's Boy on there, and I have that saved to my watch later list so I can pull that movie up whenever I want. I used to have the DVD. I used to have tons of DVDs, but back in I want to say 2012, right before Dean was born, I sold off my entire DVD collection. Haven't ordered FDH in months. Same issue. Too many liquids at the moment. Yeah, and I'm constantly playing around with stuff. Oops, it's all good, man. Trying to get the point where I have too much. Watermelonade for the win. Yes, LT. Hell yeah. So yeah, there are some things. I guess I'll lead in from one to the other. Um, there's some things. There's possibly some changes that may be upcoming. I don't know. Me and Dan were supposed to sit down for a business call yesterday, but I'll be completely honest. I dropped the ball on that. I was hanging out with Dean, and he was hanging out with family, of course. I imagine too, because of the weekend. Um, oh, the unrated special edition DVD, A Grandma's Boy. Nice. Uh, Neil says he's been giving all of his commercial e-juices away. They are just too sweet for me. Only a couple that are not. Yeah, I feel that. So I mentioned it a little bit last week, and I don't know if the Liberties are in the chat yet, but hopefully maybe I don't know, maybe they'll pop in soon. Maybe they're busy. It's hard to say. Um, but feel free to chime in about this because the supply chain and shipping across the globe and tariffs, uh, the most evil freaking word that I can absolutely think of, which is a direct opposite of a quote that I can recall, but we're not going to get into that specifically. It's making my life absolutely more difficult than it needs to be. And I'm sure I'm not alone. It's affecting consumers and businesses and um, the opposite end of the spectrum, as you know, it was claimed to. But the supply chain in general, shipping is becoming difficult. It's causing flavors to become more difficult to source. I've noticed more and more things, specifically from Wonder Flavors and SSA and Flavora, um, because those countries are based. Two of them are based in Canada. One of them is based in Poland, and I wouldn't be surprised if it starts affecting some flavor art stuff. I don't know, maybe if they have a larger American distro or not, but they're based out of Italy, and I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing uh, a small a dwindling supply of some of their flavors as well. But I'm starting to notice a trend, and I can't confirm any reasons why or if this is going to continue or if things are going to fix themselves. But Bull City used to be such a great one-stop shop, flavor shop, and if you couldn't go to Bull City, you could go to Noms, or you could go to DIY in Canada, and shipping from DIY in Canada or Noms over in the UK, it was just as easy as ordering from Bull City, so it wasn't that big of a deal if Bull City ran out of things. But now they're tacking tariffs and duty fees and taxes on some of these orders, and things are getting held up at customs for weeks at a time, being bounced around. We're being unsure if flavors are going to be delivered, and it's starting to affect being able to source things for some of our most popular recipes. And I don't want to name exactly what those recipes are yet. I don't want to cause panic, but it's causing me and Dan to have to kind of rethink things a little bit. Our menu is extremely large. We've been talking about cutting it down. The only reason certain recipes haven't been removed is because we still do have some stock of the flavors required to make them. However, as some of those flavors dwindle, you may start seeing things being removed from the JMW menu. Likely, what we may decide to do is to make a poll. We definitely want all the people who've supported us for years and years, and even if you're new here, and maybe you just discovered a new all day vape from JMW. Maybe you've got a couple, you know. We want to maybe make a poll and see what people enjoy the most, what they order most regularly. I obviously I can see it when the way the orders come in. Andrew T, welcome to Wickin It and Kickin It, dude. I think this is the first time I've seen Andrew. It's great to see you, man. Welcome. Make a poll. and to see maybe exactly what like the absolute top 10, top 12 things based on your feedback are, and maybe we can decide to prioritize those over some others. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Um, and we're gonna maybe we'll try our hardest to try to get some of those to hang around if you guys demand that, like, this is the absolute number one, please, above all else, please try to hang on to this recipe. We want to be able to consider that. We've always believed in, if it's possible to, like, even if like one or two people have a recipe that no one else orders, that's an all day vape for them, we've always tried to make those available because we don't want to take people's favorites away. Maybe that is the flavor that helped them quit smoking cigarettes and they continue to enjoy it. That's the main goal. We want to contribute flavors that people enjoy, that keep them, from smoking cigarettes. But it's becoming more and more difficult to source some of these flavors. I very specifically even said, you know what, I'm just going to buy this flavor out of pocket. We just dropped the Gimme Samoa, the Samoa cheesecake recipe, and it's been doing really well. People seem to be enjoying it. I love it. I couldn't put it down for weeks and weeks before we dropped it. And now I'm starting to slow down on it because we're limited on some of the flavors, more limited than other recipes. And I said, oh, well, I could get to Wonder Flavors, no problem, and just order a 500 mil of this flavor. Nobody else carries it except Noms. They only carry a couple 10 mils at a time. I'm like, I'll just order it. Well, it sat in customs for 2 weeks, curious on whether or not it's going to actually clear customs. It finally clears. I'm thinking, yes, rejoice. Well, just about an hour before the stream, I get an email from UPS, and I know a couple people. I don't know if Gunny's here yet or not. And let's just say that I paid $53, $36 plus $17 shipping for a 500 mil of Wonder Flavors chocolate cookie crust. I just got an email for a bill from UPS for 62 Canadian dollars. I didn't realize it was Canadian at first, but they want me to pay a fee or a tax or a tariff or whatever it is of $50 US. $50 US for something that I paid $53 for. If you don't include shipping, I paid $36, and now I'm paying $50 in a tax or a fee. How does that make sense? How is a tax or duty or whatever, 150% more than the original cost of the item or whatever it is? Tim told me to contact Frank from Wonder Flavors. I did contact him. Their items are supposed to be duty free, but duty free doesn't necessarily mean tariff free. I'm not sure. Frank tried to contact them. They won't talk to him apparently because I guess they have different reps for UPS Canada versus UPS USA. I have to call them in the morning. Now, here's the kicker. It's finally sitting in our local sorting facility, which means it's going to be due to be delivered tomorrow. But the email tells me that I can pay that fee up to 30 minutes before delivery. So I don't know if that means if I don't pay the fee ahead of time, if they're not going to deliver it. I guess I'll find out tomorrow. I have to call UPS tomorrow morning. There isn't even a breakdown on what the fee is for. It literally just is a fee. Frank told me there should be like a brokerage invoice. I can't find it, a brokerage invoice that breaks down what the fees are, whether they're duty, tax, tariff, whatever. I'm going to have to call and see if I can get that. Supposedly there's a possibility that the sender, the business, because their items are classified a certain way, he might be able to help me get it waived. But it's very possible that I might have to just pay that if I want that flavor. Which brings in complications. I thought we're going to be able to order from Wonder Flavors flavors that are no longer in stock at Bull City that are becoming more difficult to get from Noms. Noms, you know, uh, I haven't tried ordering from them again since they supposedly were supposed to add like uh, a prorated rate. You know, you're supposed to pay a prorated rate. Hey, Cloud Chucker, welcome, welcome. I haven't seen any people, Jacob, mention that they've had any issues so far with the recoils. I want to talk about the recoils later tonight too. But yeah, so this brings complication with ordering from DIY in Canada, possibly. Flavora already wouldn't ship to me, but they, if you maybe you're able to get a wholesale account with them, they might be able to. But this brings up complications in being able to source flavors that I had to go to Canada for. And we might have to start considering that some of our recipes just might not be able to continue being available long term. Uh, some things we still have flavors for that could last us several months from now before we run out. So we're going to do our best to keep you updated. Please keep an eye on the JMW Premium Facebook group and in the Discord for updates. You know, in the announcements section channel on the Discord, it's most likely where I would put them, or on the main page, the JMW. Be on the lookout for a possible poll. Be on the lookout for announcements of, maybe I'll try to announce ahead of time, that this flavor is going to be going away soon. So maybe you could prepare, and maybe you want to get one last bottle of it. But, something like that. We're trying to work things out. I won't have any definitive answers until me and Dan sit down Saturday. We both set our calendar to 100% discuss some things Saturday. And hopefully maybe some of these things, they fix themselves out. Bakersberry, I demand with all my might. Yeah. There is some good news though, is that we may be getting a wholesale account with Medicine Flower, which will save us some money. And there may be a silver lining. We may be able to more easily source some. They're more expensive, but we may be more easily able to source some really, really top shelf quality flavors. And maybe we just start working on new recipes going forward. I mean, obviously people have their favorites, but as a DIYer, and all my DIY friends in the chat, that creating new things is a passion. So maybe we start looking towards the future. Maybe we start doing more limited recipe drops. You know what I mean? Seasonal recipe drops. But yeah, which does bring into, it adds to what I work through daily. Like, that's a hit. It's a hit to me. I work through like my emotional exercises and mental health exercises every day when I wake up. And I for the most part have a very good routine that helps me get up and get motivated for the day. And then like something like Wickin It and Kickin It Mondays, you guys, this is huge for me. It's a huge thing to start my week, to lift up my spirits and to get me motivated for the week, because you guys continuously come here and support me. And I know that I have friends that I can reach out to, people who are going to show up, just to be there for me. And I have this routine that you guys don't see that keeps me motivated and keeps me in positive spirits. So you don't see like the downside of me working through like mental health issues and depression and stuff like that, because I've already, done the things that I've been practicing for years earlier in the day before, I usually talk to you guys. But then when things like this happen, it's a hit. It's a big hit, and it's discouraging. That's where something like going live on Monday with all my friends is a huge benefit, because I can talk about it and I don't have to sit and stew over it. So I appreciate you guys all being here, and As always, I freaking love the heck out of all of you guys. We're gonna make the best of it and we're gonna move on and have a good time. But I just wanted to do that little bit of housekeeping, keep you guys updated on the situation. And I'm going to go back and catch up on some of your comments. I'm going to skip over reading some comments out loud that are specifically opinionated. I can see a couple already. Um, yeah, I tried to make an apple cream cake and it's just not the same. Gonna have to make an order in the next month when everything starts to taste right again, hopefully. Or yeah, I can get that. Are the fees waived if the order is over under $800? You mean? LT, they refunded me. Don't worry, Steve. A little pain now is better than a lot. Yeah. Um, so what you're saying, if I want to make an order, I should do it soon. I mean, we're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? And we're gonna fight tooth and nail to keep some of our most favorite recipes as available as long as possible. But I mean, I don't want people to panic. That's the reason why I didn't mention any specific flavor names because I don't want people to like panic and like all of a sudden buy up, all of like one specific recipe and then there's still time. There's still time to possibly find solutions and wait for some answers a little bit. At least yeah, LT got refunded for something. That's ridiculous. Fucking tariffs, man. Yeah, I know. The companies will pay the tariff fee. Yeah, some some bozo. Yeah. Uh, it always gets passed on to the consumer. Yeah, it's been tried before. This is due to one person. I'm. You're not supposed to be paying a tariff. The country is supposed to pay a tariff. Yeah. And I really just want to mention it based on how it's affecting our industry and our business and the people who support us and rely on us. I'm really not trying to take it all the way left, all the way right. I very firmly stand in the middle on a lot of things, and it's crazy what you see when you're sitting in the middle. Fee has always been there. It just was being waived. Ah, okay, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that de minimis bill or whatever. Tired of people, yeah, not reading that out loud. Hope my recoil clears. Yeah, the recoils, as far as I know, are making it through fine. Uh, hey, let's see. Recoil ships from outside the U.S. Yes. From China. This stems from the issue of free shipping on a 49-cent Temu purchase. And like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be like things under $100 were still supposed to meet, you know, they were still supposed to be being waived. If you got to raise prices, bro, people will understand. That's a possibility too, but that's like a last resort. We've talked about raising prices, but that's the last thing that we want to do. Like we're already pretty much at a premium price point. Yeah, it's the US. Yeah, I get it. Customs is doing some shady stuff. And I mean, they're also learning as well. Like there's some like current like new like FDA requirements that packages need to be coded a certain way, which is what was holding things up the past couple weeks. But apparently things were sorted out and because packages were piling up, but now they're starting to make it through. My package, Frank said, is the very first package from Wonder Flavors shipped to the U.S. that has cleared customs. So it's kind of a learning process for both of us. So it's possible that maybe I don't end up having to pay this fee, but it doesn't mean that other orders for other packages, larger orders aren't going to get charged going forward. Uh, let's see. The world has had tariffs on U.S. imports forever. As much as it sucks, there has to be a balance. It all sucks. Yeah. Uh, let's see. I'm gonna try to skip through you because I know you guys are discussing on your own between each other. some things don't need to be said out loud. Let's see. Tariffs aren't to blame. These governments have been screwing the USA for years. Yeah, I can agree with that. Birdman, what's up, my dude? Great to see you. Welcome. Um, $50 is wild when the flavor itself was. Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt. And I mean, what if I was to, because I was originally thinking of buying like three 500 mils for three different flavors, right? Would that triple the amount of fee that I have to pay? Or is it going to be beneficial for me? Like, say, is it just going to be $50 no matter how many things I order? Is it based on? I know it's usually based on the value of the package, but still got to try that bottle of Boston cream pie. Yo, the Boston cream pie is delicious, guys. If you have the flavors to make it, give it a try. Like I said, I'm definitely not going to be able to release this recipe. I don't have enough of the sponge cake to make it, but it is uh what's public on ELR for anybody, or you can go back. I want to say to the week that there was no vlog, and it's up on screen during the live stream too. But man, it's good. You know, I had to try it in the Broken Addy. Dirtle! A Boston cream WS23 instead of pie. Yes. How? Oh, I got flavors to make my version of the Boston cream pie. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna tell you, there. You definitely don't have to use exactly what I used. I will tell you that there's several different mixes of creams that will work. I would highly recommend TPA Bavarian cream. It has a very specific flavor. And the Wonder Flavors chocolate frosting mixed with like different types of bakery notes. That chocolate frosting is very reminiscent of the type of frosting that's on top of a Boston cream donut or a Boston cream pie. That really contributes into it. And actually, that flavor is a fantastic chocolate. It blends into creams beautifully. Um, let's see. No, ignorance is not the same as stupidity. If people actually understood how the economy works, they would know. Yeah, that's true. I know LT knows her stuff. She's worked in that field for a long time. That's too much WS23. Turtle loves his WS23. He likes it cold. It's cold outside. Let's see. I'm starving. I'll be back. It's SpaghettiOs o'clock. Oh, dude, SpaghettiOs sounds slamming right now. Something simple. But man, it's comfort food. It's comfort food. There's Tim. Just as we were done talking about all this stuff, but it's all good. I don't know. We're gonna continue to get answers as things progress. Like I said, nothing is confirmed yet, but things have been being held up, and we're just being led to ask more questions. Are we going to be able to continue doing things the way that we always have, or are we going to have to start considering a change? That's all. It's very likely some things are going to change. Sorry, we were all in the TP. I forgot that was on. I actually took a snooze while he was live. Hope Craig had an awesome live stream. Um, it's if you guys aren't following the Punk Rock Vapor, go over to the Punk Rock Vapor's YouTube channel and give him a subscribe. He does a live. Him and Birdie do a live stream on Fridays. It's 8 p.m. UK time, which would be 3 p.m. Eastern time in the US, and so on. And he was doing a Monday stream, but I think he may be changing the day. But great time over there. If you're not subscribed to the Punk Rock Vapor, and if you're not hanging out with the Punk Rock Vapor and Birdie on Fridays, head on over. It's a great time. The Iceman cometh. Patrick says, when I get my place, I'll make SpaghettiOs the way. the right way, baked, and you just throw random shit in like cheese and Doritos. Nice, dude. Nice. Change always happens. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it sucks. Yeah. Sometimes you got to make the best of it. You guys make great juice. Thank you. Thank you. Really, really try our best. Like we've been hanging on for almost 5 years now. You wouldn't believe how many times we've almost had to remove recipes from the menu and then manage to pull another source for an ingredient out of our butt and make things keep rolling and rolling and rolling. We've been lucky. We've been lucky for a very long time. Uh, it was confirmed on the stream that we will be on Friday. Oh, you guys are going to be on next Friday. Very cool. Very cool. Um, guys, let me know what you're rocking with. A couple of you have already sent in some hand checks and desk checks. Sivo, don't you worry. We gave him crap for forgetting you again. Oh, I think a couple of you have sent some in, and we'll take a look at them. And then we're just gonna wick up a couple things tonight, guys. I have been considering building something with these 7-core aliens. For a while, I was going to install them tonight, and then something happened. Now I'm supposed to be getting, and thanks to a friend, I really appreciate it. One of the limited edition black and green recoils, the new recoils. Um, but that didn't stop me from being tempted to still order one of my own. Metal Dad, Twisted Timmy had posted that he had them available the other day, and they literally sold out in under an hour. And I made a comment about how dang I was considering getting a stainless steel one. Possibly because I may want to do something special with it on my own in the future. Maybe get like there are going to be like Palmer powders coated ones happening at some point, but I might decide that I want to get one coated myself, like have something custom made, just one of one Steve-O style, you know. So I did. Timmy was nice enough to message me. He PM'd me personally and said he recounted and realized that he had one more stainless steel in stock. And because he was so nice to do that, and because I have a tendency to impulse buy, I went right onto Timmy's site and I bought that last stainless steel one. It gets me an extra recoil and it supports Timmy. So shout out to Timmy for that. That was awesome. Um, Vaping on Timmy's Nana's house right now. The banana pudding, says Andrew Tate. Very cool. Speaking of Timmy, where do I send hand checks? Discord PMs, Metal Dad, or Facebook PMs? You got me on both. So whichever is easiest for you, whatever you got open. So you guys saw this. I literally broke down and cleaned out everything else except for my billet box. You know, Voltrove 1.1. Always in the billet box. Pendulum coil, 3mm cherry bomb. Cookie cane. The cookie cane still will be happening this Christmas, I promise you. It might only be available for the month of December, but I've been planning this for months. So don't you worry. The things that are happening now are not going to stop the special holiday drop for the cookie cane. And I'm going to continue hyping it up until Christmas. What size coil do you recommend for the Vena? Personally, 2.5 for me. It will fit a 3 easily. I like a 2.5. But yeah, I figured that recoil, that stainless steel recoil, will be here probably within a couple days. Be on the lookout on the channel. I'm gonna do an unboxing. I might not wait until next week, Wickin It and Kicking It. I don't know. I might wait. I might not wait. But I think that is what those 7-core hands-made coils are going to go into. I think because the new recoil has the extra space now for some chunkers. We're going to install some chunky boys in there. Cookie cane disappearing might make me bring my pitchfork out of retirement. I'm finally vaping that my milkshake brings all the maple to the yard, says lady. In the you know what on the you know where. Heck yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's get a couple of these up on screen. Well, on my phone screen on screen. Hippo was the first one in. I have nothing pretty set up to share, so my weekly cleaning as per beautiful, so satisfying. Look at that, man. Look at hold on. Yeah, there we go. Oh, all those parts all nice and clean and lined up. Let's freaking go. Weekly maintenance is a good thing to get in the habit of doing. Everybody, of course, has their own way that they maintain things, but regular maintenance and cleaning is very important. Hippo is probably the biggest advocate for that I know, and I love seeing his weekly pictures. Thank you, Hippo. Dalton, Dalton rebuilt this during the coffee stream this morning. He rebuilt his oh, come on. Oh, there we go. We'll start it over here in a second. There we go. The unholy recoil on the ascent. Little crackle action. Some maple bourbon cheesecake from Lady Liberty. Shout out to Lady Liberty and an advocate for liberty. Make sure to support them. They have tasty, tasty stuff as well. Heck yeah. They got some new stuff available also. They got a shamrock shake, I think. Brian Enoch. Keeping it simple tonight. Intake duel on the Drag 4 and the regular Blaze RTA on the Argus G2. Some sad boy and some bottled violence. Let's go. Heck yeah. That's what's up. I think that is it on the Discord. Let's go to Facebook. Patrick. Oh, Patrick was just messaging me. Patrick might do a spaghetti-o check. I'll keep an eye out. Here we go. Desk check from Joseph from Metal Dad. I almost said his government name. Let's see. Oh, that's one heck of a desk check. All that gear, dude. I'm not gonna name everything, but man, that is one heck of a lineup. Those moon boxes are sick. Sick. Nice lineup of all different mechs, regulateds, hexomes, RTAs, RDAs. That's what's up, dude. And he did send me Hexome for the win. Hexome for the win. Nightmare RDA on top, it looks like. I don't know if it's a V2 or a V1. It looks like a V1 to me, actually. The orange Hexome. Gotta love it. Tim, he always does the hand checks with the faces of who he's watching behind it. I love it. Hold on. There we go. He's got his recoil and a OG recoil. I think that's on the Gower. With a drip tip that he 3D printed. And then, of course, he's got the Vena on the grip. I do owe him a stock recoil tip. I've got extras, so I'll be sending one his way because he needs one. I'll get that sent out to you soon. And Cassie, the you know what on the you know what with the milkshake brings all the maple to the yard. Hell yeah. Let's go. Thank you, everybody. Did somebody else send one on Discord? Yes, Dale. Dale, you know Dell's rocking that Jaka. Dell's always rocking that Jaka. Let's go. Bottled Violence Caramel Custard, my favorite Bottled Violence. My favorite from the Bottled Violence line. Let's go. Thank you, everybody. And that is it. That's all she wrote for the hand checks and the desk checks. What color recoil did you pick up from Timmy's? I got a stainless steel. Like stainless steel, stainless steel. Uh, let's see. I get my 3 recoils from Timmy on Wednesday. Mine just shipped because I just ordered them. I knew, and I thank you very much. I do really appreciate it. I knew that I eventually was going to end up with more than one. That's usually what I do with things that like I end up enjoying or know I'm going to enjoy. Um, uh, but I also wanted to get one here ASAP so I could make a video on it because making content is fun. What are those staggered mods people are putting RTAs on? Oh, side by sides. This is like a mix side by side. Side by side mods. I'm gonna save the huckleberry and the pumpkin. Oh yeah, I need to make a huckleberry mix for the month. Maybe we'll do that next week. I decided not to pull things out to do any mixing tonight. I just want to wick things up. I cleaned out pretty much everything I had set up, and I got to rewick, a couple things, and I wanted to set up something new from the cabinet. Once every 2 weeks, says Metal Dad. Okay, my OCD doesn't allow me to not clean them. Yeah, I feel you, dude. And for the longest time, I would only keep like maybe like 2 squonks, one dripper, one RTA, and like my billet box in rotation. And whenever I pulled something new out, I would have to tear something else down and clean it. Lately, with the live streams and everything, and being on this huge RTA kick, I've been having a lot more things in rotation at a time. Man, succulents and the fat rabbit is bussin'. Yo, yo, it is good. I used to vape succulents and the fat rabbit. That's an RTA I sometimes wish I hung on to. But I got plenty of nice RTAs. With the extra stress lately, it is super important to reach out if you are struggling. There are many of us here for support. Yes, Advocate for Liberty. That's very, very important. And like I had mentioned before, like, and not everybody has been practicing like some of the things that I do daily. And if you ever find yourself struggling in any way whatsoever, motivation or mental or emotional wise, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, but I'd be happy to talk and listen. Or sometime, I'd be happy to share my experience with what works for me. You know, if anybody ever wants to reach out and chat in PMs, I'm always happy to share things like that. What works for me. I can tell you one of the things right now, just right here, is gratitude. And I know it sounds cliche, um, but every morning I wake up and I write a gratitude list. And that's just one of the things that's helped me ever since early recovery when I first got sober. Because it's real easy to take things for granted, especially when um, things get difficult. And sometimes it can get easy to get stuck in the negative and to focus on things that maybe aren't going our way. Um, and when I get in that headspace, I can pull out that gratitude list and look at it and remind myself that I have lots of things in my life to be grateful for. Um, that's a huge one. That pumpkin pecan cheesecake on Liberty site sounds fantastic. It does, doesn't it? And like I'm not a pumpkin fan, but you throw a pecan at anything, and I'm interested. Um, sorry we got up late and didn't make it out. That's all good. 500's available on most flavors. Let's go. 500's available. I love to see it. And the hand check video was a perfect loop. It was, right? Also had the pumpkin pecan cheesecake. Thank you for the links. That sounds fire, lady. It does. That one, the first one in his lineup, yeah. Mental health is hyper important. If you are struggling, please know you are not alone. And if it's needed, you can visit that website right there, or you can dial 998. Or, like I just said, lots of people in this community would be happy to talk, to just listen, whatever, any time of the day or night. I usually don't sleep. I sleep like once every 2.5 days, at least at least get an actual like full night's worth of sleep once every 2.5 days. Um, at least lately, I got to get better at that. I really do. I push myself until burnout and then crash. It's going. Oh, one of the moonboxes is going to Punk Rock Vapor. Very cool. It is the Nightmare V1. Uh, it's really nice smoky maple milkshake with a hint of butterscotch. Heck yeah! Nightmare sucks and 30 millimeter plus on the Republic. Furfur Strode, it's great to see you say that. It seems like you're getting back. You're getting back to feeling like yourself with a comment like that, my man. I love it. 5 recoils coming? Dang! Let's go. Uh, yeah, I've got such a huge collection of things, and I can see myself eventually getting to a point where it's like literally just like I don't know, having multiples of just my top few favorite RDAs on everything. But I like a variety, and it's nice for the show because we can build and wick different things each week. Sometimes though, you're going to see the same thing several times because right now, there's a couple things that I just haven't been able to put down. Can anyone send coded message on how to find Timmy? I'm sure somebody can do that. Driving home, you know the drill. Heck, I love you. Earn, love you back. Uh, thank God it's motherfucking Friday, y'all. It's Earns Friday. That's what's up. New TPA TFA coming in today. Review will be up next Tuesday on an Advocate for Liberty's channel. That's what's up. Nightmare V1 is badass on flavor. The Nightmares were never my favorite. I enjoyed the V1, the 28 millimeter for series for a while, but he says not vape shaming, just saying my opinion. Yeah, also known as facts. That's funny. 30 millimeter plus on the Republic. Asgard XL looks great on the Republic. Takes about 10 mils to get it wicking though. I like the 30 millimeter Asgard on the Republic. Agree to disagree. Shout out to Nate for putting aside a second Homeboy Rage Squonk and extra bottles. Did you grab that Rage Squonk? Dude, he told me he had that. And it definitely turned my head. I was very tempted. Because it's not just the Rage. It's the fact that he had extra bottles with it. That's a rarity. It's a rarity to find somebody with extra Rage bottles. Steve-O, you know we are here for you as well. And I know the shipping and other flavoring issue stuff is bothering you. It's just stressful, man. Yeah, it really is. It's just funny that it happened. Like, on the one thing, I was like, you know what? I really like this recipe. I want to continue to vape it and keep it available. And I didn't want to bother Dan with this order. I was like, I'm just gonna pay for the cookie crust, the chocolate cookie crust out of pocket. Because I have other plans for using that flavor. I have lots of ideas where like I wanted to try that chocolate cookie crust in place of graham crust because I just really been enjoying it and like I was like, dude, of course the first, it had to be an order that I paid for, but it's whatever. Either way, it still would have been frustrating whether it was business money or personal money. Um, the Huckleberry cheese Danish I made for the mix along is really good. I'm looking forward to hearing what Dalton thinks. Yeah, I really want to think of an idea for Huckleberry. The only Huckleberry I have is the new Flora, so I'll try to think of something during the week, and maybe we can mix it next week. Sister-in-law's heart function is down to 17% as of today. Dang, dude. We need to do some shots and prayers, uh, especially for your sister-in-law. So shots and prayers, guys. If there's anybody that you want to send some positive vibes out into the universe, into the world, into the ether, it's a little something that we do. Feel free to shout out somebody in chat or just think of them. Take a couple rips off of your whatever you're vaping on, and let's load those clouds full of positive vibes, healing vibes, whatever. If you're a praying person, if not, whatever. This is just about positivity and just hoping for good things for people. Shots and prayers. Skawunk. A chocolate hazelnut cheesecake would be good. Yeah, there you go. Anything cheesecake sounds good. I'll get a bottle of the pumpkin out to you to test soon, Steve-O. Okay. Well, listen, I'm always happy to try new things, at least once. I shared earlier, but it's important to remember that we are a community and we have stories to share. We have all had demons and scars and can all help each other. Yeah, absolutely, Metal Dad. Thank you. 100%. I love a bottle of that pumpkin. Got my stuff in today to make my pumpkin cake roll, Dell says. Let's go. AAFL, the Discord link is incorrect. Yeah. I can do a chocolate cheesecake. I'm just not into hazelnut. Hey, Crystal. Great to see you. Happy Monday. Hit me up, Dell. We can work something out. Can't wait for my 3 recoils, and then when the single coil version releases, another 2. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna grab one single coil team single coil kit. So usually what I'll do is like the Bonza Pros. I have one setup single, one setup dual. That's probably what I'll do with the recoils. Variety is the key to life. It's a spice of life indeed, and I might have something for you too. Let's see. I got the new TPA flavors, says Neil. I wanted are coming on Friday. Very cool. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the reviews and see. I didn't jump on them. Listen, no offense, TFA, TPA, whatever you want to call them. They got plenty of classic banger flavors that I use and that we use. I just wasn't in a hurry to rush out and grab them until and I just don't got time to single flavor test all of them on my own right now. Uh, let's see. Steve-O, gotta run, brother. Keep your head up. Better times are coming. We'll keep you in my prayers. Oh, thank you. Dusty, take care, man. Have a good night. You're awesome. Much love. Thank you. It's happening to you and letting me know so I could let Frank know made things better for the future. It is a pain, but we now have a heads up on what is going on. Yeah, and that's what I told Frank. I was like, hey, listen, if mine was the first one to go, to go through, I was like, all right, if you can do what you can, I will call in the morning. I will see whatever information I can get and share so it hopefully helps people going forward. I'm on the JMW order form, but how do you pay? I don't see anywhere to pay. When you go all the way down to the bottom and you fill out your information and click submit, it should take you to a checkout. Um, there you go. And just a heads up, anything that comes in uh, at this point tonight might not go out until Wednesday morning. But Wednesday morning at the latest, just because the queue has been full, and I've been trying my best to keep up with it. Spicy dill pickle kettle chips. That's what's up. What are the best? What are the best flavors? Ooh, that's subjective. People go let them know what your favorites might be. Uh, If you like strawberry, everybody loves the. Well, not everybody. Dell doesn't. LT doesn't. Most people love the succulents. If you like coconut and chocolate, the Gimme Samoa is a banger. It's a limited at the moment. Um, for fruits, some of the most popular ones are Bomb Pop, uh, Watermelonade, and Grape God. Skeleton Key, so yeah, Skeleton Key. It's one of my all-time favorites too. Listen, I love me some Skeleton Key. Um, let's see. Love y'all. Positive vibes to everyone. Yeah, absolutely. Nate, let's hold soft hands. Sorry, not sorry, Dalton. Uh, yeah, I'm going to skip. You guys are talking back and forth. I don't need to read everything. I want to get into wicking something anyway. Let's see. The JMW Richardson hats are solid. Oh yeah, hell yeah! I'm glad you're enjoying that, man. That's all of them left are just the black ones. We only have black ones left of this. Stolen Time got the last flat brim we had. We didn't have many flat brims though. And of course, bro, no worries on that. Let's see. We're all caught up, I think. Thanks again, everybody. And Stolen, yeah, Stolen dude is he's finding his favorites quick. Tim says, gotta order some more succulents. Still vaping some the other flavors I got, and still rocking the camo JMW hat. That's right. Tim Kittle got one of the very few camo hats. What's up, Tim? Great to see you. Uh, have you heard from Great Gramps today? Ah, all right. Here's the deal. I want to get something wicked up. I was originally thinking of rebuilding this, and I think we'll start with this. Um, just I'm because I'm gonna re-wick the Innova. That's definitely a guarantee because I've been enjoying the heck out of it. And that tank literally needs to be re-wicked like every 2 days. Something about how condensed the chamber is. It just really lets those coils gunk up faster than some other things. But I've been talking about the Blotto Max for the last few weeks. And as you can see, it already lives on this super matchy Aegis Legend setup. Old school Aegis Legend. And very rarely leaves this setup. Once in a while, it'll go onto a mech. But we're going to leave it on here. I was going to rebuild it, but then I said, wait a minute. We rebuilt this. Okay, maybe it wasn't like recently, but we rebuilt this within the last year on Wickin It and Kickin It. And I've probably only wicked it up a few times. So these coils are like really, really close to new. You enjoy those flavors, brother. That Gimme Samoa is one of my favorites at the moment. Can't put it down. Still have over. Yeah, Stolen has over 600 mils. Arnie, yo yo, Bloody Mango. Yeah, that's what's up. It sucks when you're so busy you you miss out on key family dynamics. Yeah. Listen, I know you. I know you guys were hanging out last night. I just knew that if I didn't stay focused, I wasn't gonna get. I wasn't gonna get finished. I I thought about popping in a couple times. I really did. I was like, man, this is dumb. Because that's kind of the point. One of the things that working from home allows you to do. Legend represent. Oh yeah. So here's these guys. I have custom Misfit skull on my Legend with the Blotto. Hell yeah, dude. Um, these coils are still really, really nice. So I figured we just wick them up. Let's see. Uh, there we go. They're still looking pretty darn nice. I guess the camera doesn't do it justice, but in the lighting, they're still fairly shiny. See if maybe I can. Uh, there we go. I want to say these are either Twisted Timmy's Alien V1s or I want to say they're his 4-core aliens because they're reading a .12. Twisted Timmy's 4. I believe they're 4-core aliens. So I'm just gonna get this wicked up, and we're gonna leave it on the legend. We're gonna refocus. There we go. You know, I was playing around with my camera, and it was allowing me to focus closer than this does, and right now it says that it has to do with the resolution. If I turn this down to 480p, I guess I could zoom it in closer, but then I'm gonna lose clarity anyway. So we're just gonna leave it right there. I need a Blotto Max. Yeah, it's a great tank. If you want to chat more about the flavors I like from JMW, hit me up. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you. Thank you, Stolen. Caramel Crumble. You misspelled that. Had to dial back the builds on my Blotto. Not enough air to cool them down. Yeah, that was the thing. This might be a little rowdy compared to the build. Because I have like a .15 in my Osiris Mini. And this is a .12. And we're gonna try it with this. I have been gradually dialing my builds back to more triple 28 builds rather than triple 26 builds for regulated anyway. Can you PM the link to Steve-O Discord server, please? Oh yeah, somebody please do, or drop it in chat, or DM them. It might be easier. Let's grab our FDH Wicks and get this thing going. Yo, that coffee's good. And so is this. This Boston cream pie. So good. Noms has a couple 30 mils left in stock of the classic sponge cake. I'm tempted to order it, but I'm also scared to order anything else right now internationally. I might need to place an order direct from So Bucky. And I don't know. That has to come DHL. There are some flavors that you can only get directly from them now, at least for the time being. Message. Was that an order that came through? Oh, my Google Play order receipt. Dean's Minecraft Realms subscription is paid for the month. Let's see. I'm going to peel just a little bit off. On both of these, I like it to be just a slight touch thinner. It's just what I've always done. They're 3mm wicks, but they're a little, just a tad thick. Just a tad thick. Let's see. Let's get this rocking. Blotto Max. I don't know what liquid I'm going to put in this yet. I was leaning towards Crunchberry Shake. But boom, 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 boom. Blotto, in my opinion, especially the Max, one of the easier dual coil RTAs to wick. As long as you make sure that your wicks fill out these wicking channels all the way to the corners. Oh, and also, while I'm here, anybody who is having any trouble, and I know Paul Cole tried this and it didn't work for him, but if I've ever given you any suggestions to help the Blotto Max not leak, If I've ever mentioned removing an O-ring underneath the top cap, this is the O-ring I'm talking about. The one that's normally right here. Remove that O-ring, and it will help not force so much pressure down into the tank when you put your top cap on. That O-ring causes so much pressure that no matter how you wick, when you fill the tank, it'll pop your wicks right back up out of that spot right there. The liquid will force itself down and then force the wicks up and make your tank freaking dump liquid. Let's see, at the edge there. Boom. That should do it. Let's see. Might cut it a tad shorter, but we will give it a little brushing out. We don't want to majorly thin it, but I want to give it a comb out. Everything needs an under. Always. That's just how we roll. I'm going to do one side at a time just to make sure that my wicks are the correct length. Bearded Viking Custom does some amazing tank section for the block. Dude, yeah. I always wanted to place an order with Bearded Viking. But I wanted to make it worth it, you know? Like, let me place an order big enough to make it worth it. And I could just never decide. Let's see. But yeah, I'm sure he does a tank section that's like clear with like this color swirl in it. And that would be sick. That would be sick for this setup. Let's see if I can keep this on camera so you guys can see. Up and in. Very, very simple. Very light. Try not to force it. Let some of those pieces on the outside, let them, like, poke them and kind of let them fall into place on their own. I'll run this down the center here. Boom. And then, like I said, just kind of like fan it out to make sure that those corners are filled in. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. There's one side. One side done. Is this going to let me show you? There we go. And sometimes what I'll do just to be safe, you see how underneath here on this side, I'll kind of come from underneath and pull that way just to make sure that those corners are filled out. There we go. Poke down the center. All right, yeah, that worked out pretty well. Now let's do the other side. Boom, boom, boom. Shipping codes going out of date from a change while shipment is on a boat. Tariffs, policy changes. It's been a bit crazy. Yeah. Been using that Thundercloud Requiem cotton. Oh, cool. Yeah. Steve-O needs more speed holes. No. No speed holes. Correct cotton dosage. Listen, if speed holes work for you, speed hole it up. It's just never been something that I've done. I am a big proponent of, for certain RTAs, the 45-degree angle cut. Sometimes you don't want it thin. Sometimes you need an angle cut. Boom. There we go. Get that out of there. Come from the top. Let's see. There we go. Boom. I always like to run this down the center here. There we go. Whether I take a flat head or I take my tweezers and I run it down the center. Because I feel like it leaves a little bit of space for air displacement. This side's a little bit longer than the other side was. Sometimes if I cut it too long, I'll even come in from underneath with my scissors and trim it, but I think we'll be okay. I'm just going to fan this out underneath. Yeah, it's a little bit longer. Probably if I wanted to, I could pull it this way, but I'm not going to mess with it. I think we're okay. Let's make sure those corners are filled in. And there we go. Zibrato Max, all wicked up. Let's think of a liquid. Do I want to go Crunchberry? Boom. I don't know if I want to go Crunchberry or not. I'm tempted to just because I have a lot of it. A decent amount of it anyway. Boom. The cutest baby rabbits at the Punk Rock Vapors house. Cool. UPS just closed their building here locally. Unreal. No kidding. Today was their last day. Wild. Crunchberry. I know I've been really digging like the ice cream note in like these higher wattage dual coil situations lately. Always squonk unless I'm mixing, then I'm dripping on a mech. Using this Alexa 6 Burrow is super strange. I'm not hating it though. Yeah, I hear that's a great RBA. That's why we picked up a couple of them to do. I'm growing them for dinner. Crunchberry or a lady liquid. Man, do I want to go maple bourbon cheesecake? I mean, I do and I don't. Just because I know I'm gonna chug through whatever liquid goes in here. I'm gonna go Crunchberry. I'm gonna go Crunchberry. We'll start with this. I'll get the big bottle out for filling purposes. Let's go Crunchberry Shake. I haven't been liking the like I love the white chocolate raspberry cheesecake. I haven't been liking it as much in RTAs. I pick up more of like the dry white chocolate notes in RTAs for some reason. I don't know why. I'm gonna go Crunchberry milkshake. I wouldn't know what that tastes like. Let's see. Let's go Crunchberry milkshake. I got a lot of it. I don't have to worry about chugging through it too fast. This is one of the liquids that for sure I want to make sure that we stock up on as much as we can. The Mollenberry milkshake is the one that I'm worried about for this recipe. Because already it's out of stock at Bull City. The last time I ordered it, they didn't have any 4-ounce bottles in. I had to get a couple 30 mils. And it lasts longer than you'd think. But a little paint job. Little paint job on both sides there. All right. And now I'm going to OCD it a little bit now that it's wet. I'm just going to kind of poke around the edges here. Get any scraggly pieces tucked in. There we go. Turn up the wattage. Let's go, 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 go. Hell yeah. Just a little bit of break in there. Yeah, that side could have been trimmed a little bit shorter. But I think we'll be okay. All right. Cap it. Hey, I'm still here. Just haven't been talking. Hope you're well. Mao, I love you, brother. Let's bring this out. Bam. All right. Toy it like a toiga. Bam. And fill. You know what? That's going to take forever. We'll use the big bottle. And fill. This probably would have been a great tank for those 7 core. But I definitely want to save those 7 core for the recoil. See what I was talking about? When you push that down when it has the O-ring in, it forces the liquid down. All right. There we have it. All ready to rock. Half Moon Mod drip tip, by the way. Let's vap it. 85 watts probably isn't going to be enough, but we're going to start there. We shall see. Are we manual focus? No, we're not. Hey, bud, did you grab a snack earlier? Okay. All right. Does pasta sound good? Yeah. Or do you want to do something different? You can't recommend pasta and expect him to change his mind to anything else. All right, cheers. Needs a little bit more power. 90 maybe. It's weeping out that one side. I don't know if that's from just you know how sometimes when you are juicing up your coils and some liquid falls underneath. Hold on. That's going to bother me. It just drops into the airflow. That could be why. Because it's only on that one side. Bam. Bell says, "Hi, Dean, you're a legend." Yeah, we're gonna go to 95. That's better. I made grilled cheese sandwiches for the family tonight. Yo, let's go. That sounds so good. We haven't had grilled cheese in a while. Would that be something you'd be interested in having this week? AKA leaking? No, it's not leaking. It'd still be dumping. What's up, Josh? Not seeing any bubbles yet, but it's definitely the liquid level is going. Maybe it is leaking a little bit. Dang. Or it's just massive amounts of condensation. Interesting. It's been a while since I broke this out, so maybe I didn't wick it to the edges enough. But it's not like dumping liquid, so that's good. Just had bone broth, CBA making food or eating. Paul says we did dinner easy here tonight. Just got Subway. Oh man, that sounds good. I haven't had Subway in a while. 95 watts is feeling pretty good. I do got a bubble. There went one. She's vaping nice. This will be my cloud chucker for the next few days. That's warm. Woo! Yeah, we're going to let it sit for a minute. We'll see. I am getting a little bit of liquid pooling very, very, very slowly out of the honeycomb airflow on the one side. Just that one side. So it's possible I may need to open it up and poke around at it a little bit, but no, it didn't need speed holes. Woo! That's warm. I have not been vaping high wattage lately. If you can imagine the day that I first got this blotto, I got it. It was a birthday gift from Alicia, actually. Maybe like 4 years ago. When did it come out? 2021, 2022. It was a birthday gift. And the first thing I did was I put a set of Twisted Timmy series aliens in it and ran it on a stack. Could you imagine? I can barely handle this at 95 watts. It needs the power though. With this build in it, I could barely handle it at 95 watts right now. And I used to run this tank on a stack. Vanilla rum custard on a stack. Heck yeah. Well, let's set it aside and let's see if it continues to weep. Then after the stream, I'll have to tip it upside down, take the tank section off, and poke at it a little bit. But it's been a while since I wicked that tank up. But extra super speed holes makes it a racing RTA. I like the Blotto in single coil, better airflow. Yeah, yeah. Like a big, like 4 millimeter, or even a 5 millimeter single coil could be rad in there. I used to run a 5 millimeter single in the original Blotto a couple times. Well, a couple times I did anyway. So there's that. Um, oh yeah, I forgot the mix from last week. The um, the chocolate shamrock is at a week steep now. And I don't know if you remember when we tasted it off the shake, the chocolates were a little racy. They were just kind of like racing around in the mix. They weren't like blending at all yet. Now, after a week steep, it's much more smooth. The chocolates are more blended together. The mint is very subdued. But just a nice light amount of mint on the exhale. Mm. It's really, really coming together now that it's had a week to steep. It's definitely got that frothy milkshake type of vibe. The chocolate is thick and creamy, almost velvety, melty even, especially from the from that chocolate mint. The texture from the chocolate that I get from that chocolate mint is fabulous. It's the closest thing to like a candy bar coating chocolate that I've ever tried, for me anyway. Mm. I wanted to do that because I got to take this off of here to wake up the next RTA. Um, Chris Collins. Oh wait, go Steve O Racer. Yeah. Chris Collins says, "Yo, what's up, my dude, Chris?" I had the single coil Blotto. It's nice and restrictive. I didn't like the Blotto single, man. I could not, for the life of me. Yeah, 4 millimeter. Yeah, it's perfect, Tim. I could not, for the life of me, get good flavor from the Blotto single. It just always felt like the airflow just wasn't hitting the coil enough at enough velocity to really be able to pump flavor. I don't know. It was weird. It always tastes muted to me. I have new series coils to install, says Ern. Hell yeah, dude. Uh, my language to Paul and Birdman. Still want to make a 4x 21 700 nightstick out of by 1111 Reborn. That would be sick. Dell's trying Timmy's Hexum coils in the recoil tomorrow. Hell yeah. On the sidekick, says Paul. A nice spicy vape. Uh, love the review today. Oh, only thing I find is the sidekick gets warm. Okay. Yeah. Um, I want to get the Innovawick up and back in rotation. I literally broke this down 20 minutes before the stream just so we could rewick it tonight. Um, my coil was starting to get black and gunky. My cotton, especially, was black and gunky. Um, I've been running our PB and J cream through it. I've actually been running tons of different liquids through here. Um, the maple bourbon cheesecake was awesome in the Innova. Don's bourbon cream was awesome in the Innova. Um, the Gimme Samoa, awesome in the Innova. Dell's Anila was great in the Innova. Um, I forget what else I've tried in there. But right now I'm on the PB and J cream. Might put it on the Capidid or Ampere 21. Only have 2 stack sections. Looks good on the Cathila also. Very cool. So, yeah, I want to get this rewicked. This is definitely, if you remember, it was like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, we built this, and it's a tricky wicker. It's a tricky guy to wick. This is a Pendulum Coils high ohm firecracker, so it's a very, thin gauge, small mass guy. Comes out to like a 0.5-ish. I need a ladder for an 8 stack. I'm not that brave. Yeah. And I've been playing around with it a little bit. I was originally giving it like the 45-degree angle cuts, and I decided to stop doing that. The trick is, as I got to make sure not to make the cotton too thin through the center of the coil. This is the end of my jar of 2.5 millimeter FDH wicks. I got to open another jar soon. I know I've seen the Kennedy stack you've made before. That's amazing. Oh yeah, yeah. Birdie did like the five stack, I think, or did he do a 7 once? Yeah, 7 stack revival is more fun. 29.4 volts. Holy moly. That's wild. That's wild. See, I want it to be thin through the coil, but I don't want it to be too thin. And if I don't peel enough off, though, it does get kind of stuck in the set, like it won't go through the coil. So just bear with me while I try to get this cotton to the right thickness. This might be too thick, but we're gonna try it. Yeah, see, that's too thick. It's struggling to pull through. Let's pull a little bit more off. There we go. Just a little bit more. Let's see how she does. I want to do a 10 stack, 42 volts. Holy crap, that's a lot. You really will need a ladder for that. Let's see. Will she pull through? There we go. Want it somewhat snug, but I'm going to give it the old back and forth. Boom. We're going to snip it at right about there. Boom. That might have been a little short. Boom. All right. Now I'm going to give it some thinning. And I was originally giving it like a slight diagonal cut, but I decided to stop doing that because it was making tucking the wicks in a little more of a challenge. I know a couple people told me they were wetting their cotton first when doing this one, but I don't know. I usually try to avoid that if I can. Let's see. Just a little bit of a thinning. V8 will pick you up like you're his kid. Yeah. I always like to start from the bottom on this one and then go to the top to just make sure everything's going in one direction. Boom. And that should be good. The funny thing is if once you get your wicks kind of like tucked in and placed in correctly on this guy. It's fairly forgiving on how well it wicks. On this one, I don't flip my tweezers upside down. On this one, I do it this way. So I can kind of grab it and very carefully try to fold it inwards and get it tucked like that. Boom. There we go. And then kind of try to run that one there like that. Get this guy. Try to get that end tucked in there a bit better. Come on. I want to try to pull it this way a bit to even it out. There we go. All right, then once it's wet, we can clean this guy up a little bit better. All right. She's tricky. But once you get it in there, it works like a dream. All right. Come on. There. Not quite as clean as I've had it before, but now let's see. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's hard to keep this one on camera. Here we go. And then kind of, she's a tricky son of a gun. I want that kind of fluffed back towards the opening of the ends of that coil. All right. Now you'll see there is some stragglers on the corners there. And once I get those wet, I'll tuck those in a little bit better so they're not like just flying over the edge there. But let's get our liquid. Come on, focus. Come on. There we go. Now that we got it, I've been electrocuted by 240 volts. It's holy moly. Heard nuclear power plant vape? Yeah. More power. No, that's the wrong. All right, there we go. PB&J cream. Just very lightly get it worked into that coil to start. turn the wattage up a bit so we can pulse it and work that liquid into the coil. It's a little bit messy of a wick job sometimes, especially trying to keep it on camera. Now that it's wet, should be able to tuck those edges in. And then you also want to pull it back away towards that wall because you want the open space in the center so your air can get underneath it. Just take your time with this one. That's all. Taking your time and making sure your cotton's just kind of out of the way, tucked where it needs to be. It's well worth it. It's a shame that I really only get like a couple days out of a wick job with this one. I'm sure if I used some liquids that weren't quite as sweet, I might be able to get a little bit more time out of it, but there we go. It's a lot cleaner now that it's wet. Kind of give you guys an idea here. You've seen me do it only a few weeks ago, but there we go. Boom. Now we cap it, put the tank on. I didn't even rinse this tank out because I've got the same liquid in there as I had before, so boom. Juice flow control closed so I can fill it. And I always forget to do this. I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget to set the focus back. There we go. I had lightning strike really close to me. Didn't hit me, but it made my whole body buzz and all my hair stand up. Dang! And you guys know this is going back on the mix. Let's get her filled. It's a perfect fit, and my matchy drip tip for the mix came. And it's the perfect bore, perfect shape, perfect size for this tank. There we go. Boom. Little cleanup. There she is. See if I can show you guys this tip a little bit closer here. There we go. It's got a really nice like silver swirl in it. It's lavender with like a silver swirl. It's beautiful. Okay, so the only reason I grabbed a few things because he was running a sale and I wanted some beauty rings with matching tips, and then I added this one also. Well, listen, I will still happily take a fur tip. I love my fur tips. As a matter of fact, I noticed that this one, the one that I've been running on the Elder Dragon, goes really nice on the dwarf, and that silver sparkle matches that charcoal of the mod reel. I don't have this wicked up right now, but dude, that's my fur tip. I was like, wait a minute, that could work really awesome on the dwarf. Look at that. Woo wee. That's gorgeous. I love the way that looks. And that might stay on there for a while. I cleaned that one up. Yes, last night actually. Hey, you worry about resting and healing up, my friend. There will always be time to make tips in the future. Wait. What am I doing? Oh yeah. Let's come out a little bit. Keep trying to squonk this burrow. Listen, you said you were an RBA guy. Yeah, that Alexa's pretty nice though. Let's get that spun on there. And open the juicy flow. Boom. 31 watts has been my sweet spot. We're reading a 0.51. And there we go. It's a little bit off, like when you look at the lighting on the camera. In person, it's much closer. But there we go. PB&J cream, 31 watts. Nice long draws, saturated hits. This tank is fantastic. That mod, what the fuck is it? It's the Aspire Mix. The Aspire Mix. Side by side. I don't care so much about the crackle, although I do get great crackle out of this setup and from this coil, typically. What I care the most about is it wicking efficiently? Is it keeping up? Does it allow me to be able to take those really, really long extended draws while staying saturated? The peanut, like, listen, this liquid, I have vaped it in probably every single atomizer that I own, the PB&J cream. Some atomizers, the jelly, the grape jelly, definitely sits at the front, is very, very top notey and very juicy. Other atomizers, the peanut butter really stands out. The peanut butter is really condensed, just like dense and thick and flavorful in this RTA. I might be able to turn that up to 32. So good. And it's a much sweeter liquid, especially since I did like a slight remix on it, like a little tweak. I added a little bit of extra peanut butter to it. And actually, I initially did this for Ern. We were sending Ern a little Christmas package, and I know he liked his liquid sweeter. So I bumped I'm out of focus. I bumped the sweetener level up a bit, and I added a little more peanut butter. Wow. I'm still out of focus. Weird. Why is it so blurry? Is it foggy? That's so weird. There we go. We're back in focus now. Aspire mix, yes. Love to all. Love you, Birdie. OCD Stevo, yeah, that's me. I'd love to procure some tips from you if and when possible, but first you get yourself feeling as close to 100% as you can. Absolutely. Absolutely. Maze, my bad. Just watch Grown Ups. But yeah, and I'm getting plenty of bubbles. I don't know if you can. There you go. Um, part of the extra coil gunk I think I'm getting is because I've been running sweeter liquids in here. The Gimme Samoa isn't necessarily sweeter than other liquids, but it has the chocolate in it. The dessert chocolate is a little darker. That definitely contributes to gunking up coils. The PB&J cream is a little bit of a sweeter liquid. That Don's aged bourbon cream is, I mean, they're a small craft e-liquid company, but they're still technically like borderline commercial e-liquid, and they tend to be a little sweeter. So maybe that's part of the reason. The sweeter liquids definitely do stand out in this RTA more. But I'm gonna tell you, man, the vape is worth that little precise wicking job every couple days. So good. I have not been able to put this mix down. The Innova just fits on it so perfectly. I need more Don. Yeah. Um, and I did put the dwarf on it for like one day. It's a little taller, it's a little fatter, and it still looks good. But I think that Innova is the perfect pairing. Not only that, if you look right where the top of this is, it gives you just enough space to be able to spin your top cap off to refill it. And just little things like that just make a setup so much more perfect and satisfying. Anyone have any Vapors Cloud Parsons side by side? I'm pretty sure it looks blue on the camera. It does, doesn't it? It does. In certain lightings, it looks blue. It's orchid. Like in person, it's almost the same color purple as that. It's weird how the lighting and the camera affects the colors of things. Everyone have a great night. Gonna chill. Oh, Paul. Hell yeah, man. Stay cloudy, brother. Have a great night. Um, those are the only two things I for sure had set. Let's see how the Blotto is doing. Yeah, well, I'm getting bubbles now that I picked it up. It hasn't like leaked anymore. Maybe that's condensation. Maybe I didn't wick it quite as good as I typically would have if I was using the tank more regularly. After the stream, I'll poke around at it a little more. I mean, it's vaping great. It just, I'm getting a little bit of weepage from it. All right. I kind of wanted to get one more squonk in rotation, I guess, but I don't know what one. We wicked up the Flame 22 on that Galaxy plug last week. I was vaping that lemon meringue for the night until the morning, and it came to my it started to become obvious that I just didn't let that batch steep long enough yet. So I immediately broke it down the next day, to be honest. I'm kind of tempted to grab something that I haven't grabbed in a while. And I am tempted to go for the Wicked V2. And I'm going to take it off the mod because I'm going to let the full setup be a surprise. So we've got the Wicked V2. And we'll wick this guy up to finish off. So we'll get this on here. And we'll get this guy rocking. Oh, come on. All right. Let's see. This is a what RDA? The Wicked. The Wicked V2. Haven't broke this guy out in a while, so why not, right? Boom, boom. The Wicked V2. That's a Kinks coil from before Jared started Pendulum. It's a 3mm Burrow Banger Alien. I want to say triple 29 gauge NI90 with 38 gauge NI80 on the outside, 4 wrap, 3mm. It's a .24. I'm going to give it a little glow just because it's been sitting. Make sure, like, no dust is sticking around on the coil. We'll give that a little glow. And we'll get that wicked up. And that'll be the lineup for the week. Get our 3mm cotton out. Pull a little bit off of this guy. Bam. There we go. Maybe a little more. It's a touch thick. There we go. All right. You'll be able to start that brass band pretty soon, Steven? Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. This is actually the authentic Wicked V2. I do have a clone of this as well. I bought the clone so I could have the smoked acrylic top cap. And then I said, well, since I had the whole RDA, I might as well use the whole RDA. Bear with me here and picture this. Steve-O standing next to the Punk Rock Vapor. It will look like Andre next to Arnold. This will be a quick guy. A pretty quick guy. We will cut this at a slight angle. Bam. Let me pull that out just a touch more. Cut this at a slight angle. And the angle is because it's a little bit more space on that side than there is on the other. Out of the way, and we're just going to fluff this guy up. Give it a fluff. Hit it from the under. Very lightly hit the top because we're not trying to thin it. We're just trying to fluff. Boom. There we go. Hit it from the underside. Just kind of pick it out from the middle. And very lightly brush the top. Let's see. Yeah, that should be good. All right. Get these guys and just tuck her in. Kind of push it that way so it fills out more of that bottom base. So less liquid pools, the cotton just kind of soaks it in. You see how it's like more open on that one side than it is towards here. It's more open over here. That's why I cut it at an angle. So we can kind of fill that space in a little bit better. Bam. Very, very quick and easy when you don't have to install a coil. But like I've always said, this is wicking it and kicking it. And when you do regular maintenance on your addies, or you have such a large amount of things to rotate, you got coils that last quite a long time, and not everything needs a rebuild. And I'm not in the business of rebuilding just for the sake of rebuilding. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do, but this coil will last me months, even if I'm using it daily. Wanted top play sacks, but could never get the reeds to work right. Let's see. Bam. There we go. And I'm not too sure on the liquid on this one. I've kind of been craving the banana pudding with chocolate chips. I don't know if that's the liquid that I want to put in this bottle, though. Let's see. That is tempting to grab that. Oh, apricot. The apricot almond is tempting. Shoot. Skeleton key is tempting, but the sorbet. Do I want to try the sorbet and the wicked? The strawberry lychee sorbet. Oh, you know what else I have? I have this too. This would be good in there. Duchess coils. Tropical tyrant. It's strawberry banana. What do you guys think? Strawberry banana? Or banana pudding with chocolate chips? I definitely want something banana with something with some banana in it. Strawberry banana or banana pudding with chocolate chips? I'm kind of leaning Duchess coils, but I am and really been in a chocolatey mood too. I just don't know if I want to put chocolate in this squonk bottle. That's kind of why I've been considering. But banana with chips? Okay. I do have a spare squonk bottle for this. Yeah, You know, I think the banana with the chocolate chips would be really good in this RDA. I bought a Saks and it hangs on a wall and laughs at me, thinking it would ever happen. So I got a little bit left of the banana with chocolate chips in this bottle here because I don't know if anybody noticed, but it's no longer available on the website, and Lady Liberty did release the recipe back to the public. So I made myself, I took the empty bottle, the empty Lady Liberty bottle, and I made myself another 60, but we got to use up the first bottle first. Word! The last thing I was running in this setup in this was a banana liquid. It was our cake banana cream. So that's why I'm kind of partial to leaning towards banana liquids in this RDA. I really like the way the banana presents in this RDA for some reason. I guess we can go chocolatey chip. Let's turn our wattage up a bit. Also, thank you, Dalton, for being the one person who picked a liquid. Let's see. Wattage up a little bit. Now this is a 0.23. Now this is going to be going on a MOSFET squonk, actually. So it'll vape similarly to a mech squonk, but sometimes it can be not pushing quite as much power as a full mech will, but pretty close. And this mod has a Bomber Pro MOSFET in it, and it's not recommended to build below a 0.2 in it, so the 0.24 is pretty ideal. All right, let's get our cap on. Bam. Perfect. And hopefully this is making connection. I might have to adjust the thing, but I've got, this is the Hellfire Cobra. Hellfire Cobra. And you'll see why I love this RDA on this mod. It just matches so perfectly. All super clean, stainless steel and Delrin. Actually, this is Black Peak. But yeah, let's go. Let me put my battery in before filling the squonk bottle. And make sure we're making connection, because otherwise I got to get my tool out and fiddle with it. Steve-O, I'll trade you that M key for that. Really? That's tempting, actually. That's tempting, but also at the same time, do you know how long it took me to find one of these darn things? All right. Yeah, we got to adjust the 510. I've got a special tool for that. Which way goes up, which way goes down? Oh, yeah. See, I got to go counterclockwise to bring the 510 up a little bit. There we go. We are golden. Then there's this guy. This is a very interesting squonk bottle setup. It comes with this little casing. Bam. This is press fit. with the tube built in. You can see over time, this is a Lucos squonk bottle. They're very, very quote unquote high end squonk bottles. They don't typically, can't really find them anywhere in the US. It's not really high end. They're just only available in Europe, really. All right. Bam. Bam. Now we pop that back in there. Thread it. Boom. And then it just slides in and pop right in like that. Boom. And there we go. Sometimes you got to play with the connection to get it to hit fully. But I freaking love this. It's so super clean. And it's been a while since I've broken this guy out, so we were overdue to run the Hellfire. Come back out. There we go. All right, let's do it. Del Ren, yeah. That's me. It's so sexy. Fuck. You like it, huh? I think I may set up the Asgard Mini and my mech this week. I'm feeling less baby lungish now. Oh, very cool, Burper. Black and stainless is more my style. Oh, yeah. Dude, I don't know. That's tempting. But, dude, I love this freaking mod. It's a little scratched up and some very light scratches, like in the stainless steel. Just from normal use. It's, it's gotten some use. It's been around for a while. Give it a little squonk. And a vape. Ooh. Like I said, not super rowdy, but it pushes just the right amount of power. I want the battery that's in here probably is about due to be replaced. Like I have some older 18650s that are probably on their way out. I think this might be one of them. Now, if I were to put this same RDA on a full mech, full mechanical, on a fresh, fully charged battery, it might punch a little harder. But it's just a nice, mellow, flavorful vape. Like you're getting pretty much the amount of power as you should. I think the MOSFET throttles it just a tiny bit, though. The airflow is so smooth on this guy. It does come with a fully wide open direct lung airflow. But I like the double hole one better. Now on the clone, the direct lung wide open airflow is cut a little smaller. That's the difference between an authentic and a clone. Your airflow holes aren't always cut as precisely to the same size as an authentic. So the wide open airflow is cut just a little bit smaller. So when I set up the clone Wick V2, I use that airflow on it. Banana liquids just really freaking slap in this RDA. The chocolate chips, though, the chocolate chip aspect of this recipe and chocolate pudding really, really pair so nicely with the banana layer. I was a little skeptical of this liquid at first, like because when we first tasted it on the stream a few months back, I enjoyed it, but not as much as I enjoy it now. Um, this liquid really grew on me over the course of a few weeks, and right now it's probably one of my top favorite banana e-liquids. Boardroom squonks, yeah. It is pretty classy, ain't it? Squankin' goes perfect with a gator skin briefcase. Yeah. um well, that's stuck in my head now. Oh yeah. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Their kicks were fast as lightning. Um yeah. So that's the lineup. And I'll probably wick up sometime this week. I'll probably re-wick up the dwarf just because I've been obsessed with it. When I get the recoil, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Typically, when I get a new product like that, I'll hit record and post a pre-recorded video. I don't know if I'm just gonna show it off or if I'm gonna do a full build. Doing the full build and wick isn't the same without you guys here in chat. But I don't know. That one, I don't know. It seems kind of like something special. Maybe we should wick it or build it and wick it. And then that video is just, you know, there as a standalone on the channel. I feel like it should be because the new recoil is just it's a very special release for many of us. So we got our squonks, we got our RTAs, and we got our matchy freaking goodness, all rocking and rolling. There we go. That's the lineup currently. And then also the Elder Dragon goes back on here because we're testing our stuff periodically. Oh, and of course, can't forget the billet box. That's always rocking. You got lots of different colors to choose from. Lots of variety. And this is going to be our lung banger for the next few days. Hopefully the wicking holds up. But yeah, there we go. Another successful wicking it and kicking it, I would say. Where's my cap for this guy? Look at how much is left. But thankfully, I've got another 60 mil that's been steeping a week now in the drawer, so that should be just about ready to pull out. And yeah, record as a video, but with us in a hangs like a live. I don't know if that would work. Unless I dropped it as a live premiere, and then I could be in chat. But that's difficult to do. It's difficult to do because most people are just going to end up watching it on replay anyway because it's not like regularly scheduled like this show is. And then there's so many other streams throughout the week. It's on everybody else's channels. It's hard to do something like that. I want that billet box to glow in the dark. Yeah. Yeah. When the lights are turned out and like I push the button, because these are like fluorescent green, it does kind of glow a little bit, but it's not actually glow in the dark. But yeah, I would say we got a good lineup of stuff. I was very tempted to break out the Gimme Samoa again tonight, but I'm trying to throttle myself back from vaping that liquid so much. There's so many good things to throw into rotation, and I've been getting my chocolate layer fix from um, the Boston cream pie, and then now the banana pudding with chocolate chips. I just don't have any coconut. I need to do something, a new coconut, to get my coconut fix now, and try to stick with flavors a little more that I either have a large stock of or I know are going to be easier to source. That's going to be taken into consideration moving forward as far as like releasing flavors, is considering whether or not they're going to be easy to source in the future. Uh, we never really worried about that as much because we always managed to make it work somehow. But it's been getting more and more difficult. So I'll keep you guys updated on all that kinds of stuff. For right now, everything is available except for um, gosh, I forgot to check the orders. Right now, um, let me look at this order. Okay, good choices. Awesome. Right now, we're temporary sold out of the Oh My God, It's Blueberry, Brazzle, and Baker's Berry. Um, and the only reason for that is we're waiting for a wholesale order for medicine flower. Um, and if we have to, if it ends up taking longer than expected, like if we don't hear back from the lady in sales tomorrow, we're gonna just bite the bullet, pay for a small bottle, and get it here, because I can't have 3 liquids sold out on the menu like that. They're 3 fairly pretty popular ones. Um, if we only knew a radioactive bird type Godzilla to make it glow in the dark, yeah. Pina colada with banana. Ooh, that could work. You were talking about wanting banana earlier, yeah. Coconut and banana could be a thought. Tend to kind of, yeah, mind meld together. But we do know an Australian bird starfish that might work. Yeah. But guys, that is going to do it for tonight. We are at 9:30. I did just get the notification from Seamus. Uh, we are done here, but that doesn't mean it has to be the end of content. You can go over to the dopamine dump on Twitch, where Seamus just announced that he was going live. I don't have a link for it, unfortunately. Um, I don't think. Wait a second. Yeah, he is going live. So he should be starting any minute now if he hasn't already. I will be popping over there to say hello myself. But I promised my son pasta, so it's 9:30. It is time to go. Uh, please feel free to drop any of your hashtags and stuff, or whatever, your good nights and whatever, in the chat. We don't have an outro, but we still have have a screen, like a little hold screen I can put up, so we can still put everything on there. This is so weird not having this, but guys, I love you all. You guys really, really helped make my Monday a much better night. And it's always a great start to the week, being able to start it here with all my friends. Thank you, Dalton, for the link. Anybody who wants to go over to the dopamine dump, you can click that link and go right on over there. If it hasn't started yet, just wait. The stream will start shortly. Thank you, as always, for wicking it and kicking it with me.
We are JMW.